Hi guys, my name is Shakil and I work for Product-Shot.co.uk. Today in this tutorial we are going to learn how to create reflection shadow in Photoshop. So the version of Photoshop that I'm using here is Photoshop CS6, but most of the tools and techniques that I'm going to use should be available on other versions as well, such as Photoshop CS3, CS4 and so on. So we have got an image. As you can see, it's a metallic boolean and we would like to create a reflection shadow for it. In order to do so, we need the toolbar and the layers. So on the left hand side, as you probably can see, the toolbar. If you do not have that, go to Window and click on Tools. And on the right hand side, we have got the layer panel. If you don't have that as well, go to Window and click on Layers. So once you have that, the first thing we are going to have to do is to create a copy of the original layer. To do that, we need to drag it over to the symbol right here. It looks just like a piece of paper. Click and drag over it and you should get a copy. And then you can just drag and put it down to the original layer. So when we have that, from your keyboard, click on Ctrl T if you're using a Windows computer, or Command T if you're using a Mac, and that selects the image, and then click on right button and click flip vertical, and then simply drag and simply just drag it. If you click on shift and drag, that will make it properly aligned. So that's it. So we are halfway through there. The second thing we need to do is to get the rectangular marquee tool right here and then select at least half of the copied layer. And if you want to see the effect, you can click on Q from your keyboard to see what it looks like. The next thing we need to do is to go to Select, Modify, Feather, and the amount of feather that we're going to apply on this is 100. You can try with different values, but I'm going to use 100 at the moment. And again, to see the effect, click on Q. We actually need to reverse. To reverse, click on Control Shift or Command Shift I, and now see the effect. And make sure that we have got the copied layer selected, and when you have the feather and when you have the select with marquee tool and you have applied the feather, the next thing you need to do is to click on this button. It's called Add Layer Mask. If you click on it, that's what creates such effect that looks just like a reflection. Okay, so we have got a reflection, and we can actually control the opacity. Click on the layer and choose the opacity value, whichever one you think is suitable. I'm gonna stick with 70 for now. Okay, we have got our reflection, but it doesn't look that natural, as you probably can see. To make it more natural and more nice, what we need to do is to add a drop shadow effect. And to add the drop shadow effect, what we need to do is to create a blank layer, which you can by just simply click on it, and it should give you a blank layer with nothing. And put the layer in between the actual layer and the reflection layer. So once you have that in between the two layers, go to rectangular marquee tool again, and from here select the elliptical marquee tool and do as I'm doing. Once we have selected this area, we need to go to select again and apply feather, and this time the value we're going to use is 30 to 40, something like that, but I'm going to stick with 30. And then click on Control or Command for your keyboard, and then the backspace, back button, and it should give you this effect. If it gives you something else, then click on this button right here, the small one, to get the color right, and then either click on Alter or Control to adjust whichever color you would like. Okay, there you go. But currently it looks like very dark, but we don't want it to be so dark like that. We want to minimize the opacity. I think that looks nice. And if you'd like to minimize the white, you can do so by clicking Ctrl T or Command T, and by just simply Alter and Shift and minimize the size. You can do that. And as you probably can see, it gives us a more natural look of the reflection. We can put it down a little bit further. Okay, so there you go. Just a quick overview of what we have done. Firstly, we have we have made a copy of the actual image, and then we have put it down, and then we have flipped it vertically, and then we have applied the feather and the add layer mask to make our reflection, and then we have add a drop shadow effect to give it a more natural look. So there you are, there you go. That's how you can create. That's a very simple way of creating reflection shadow. There are many other ways, but I think that's the simplest one. Thank you guys for watching.